Hello and welcome to VB 411. I'm Rae Pearson Benn, filling in for Miz Information this week. Today we're tackling two of our most popular snow-related questions. Why doesn't the city allow sledding down our biggest hill? And later, what's the scoop on snow plows? With every snowstorm in Virginia Beach, we hear a repeated question. Why can't we sled down Mount Trashmore? The main reason is safety. More specifically, how Mount Trashmore is situated that makes sledding dangerous. According to a study conducted by the University of Rochester, sleds can reach speeds up to 20 miles per hour. To borrow a phrase, speed has never harmed anyone. Suddenly becoming stationary does. Hitting an obstacle like a fence, tree, parked car, or even another person is going to cause some kind of injury. Here to tell us more about why the city decided sledding would not work on Mount Trashmore is Julie Braley from Parks and Recreation and Katie Snell from Emergency Medical Services. Thanks for joining me, ladies.
Happy to be here.
Yep. Well, I got a few Mount Trashmore questions for you, and I'm going to start with you, Julie. Now, Mount Trashmore is arguably the biggest hill we've got in the city of Virginia Beach. So what's the reason behind banning sledding?
Obviously, it always comes down to public safety. We want to prevent injuries. Anytime people are coming to visit the park, we want them to do it in the safest possible manner. And we don't want to encourage people to be driving in. And it's not just Virginia Beach residents. When we have a major snow emergency that'll be causing, schools to be closed, we're talking about tens of thousands of students that'll be out of school. So you've got kids that may be coming from Chesapeake, Portsmouth, Norfolk, or even across the bridge tunnels. And we don't want to encourage people to be on the road and come to the park. It's also a lot of manpower involved in staffing the sledding areas. When we used to bring out equipment and have sheriff's department and park staff there, we really need those people to be out dealing with other emergencies, plowing, shoveling, and getting our facilities open so that we can fully reopen to the public.
Now, I was doing a little digging and a little research on my own, and I happened to run across a few stories, and it looks like, and correct me, it looks like that sledding to maybe some type of limited capacity was allowed at Mount Trashmore until 1996. So what happened at that point?
Really, it came down to safety. There was a lot of injuries. We had a ton of people converging on the park. It was causing problems with parking and congestion. And when you've got people moving down the hill at that rate of speed with that many people, it's going to cause problems. So we just want to make sure that, to mitigate those risks to people's bodily harm, and it's just too dangerous.
And Katie, you can tell us about that. And I know that you probably weren't around as a city employee at that time, but it's probably been chatted about amongst you and your colleagues. And back in '96, what type of injuries were they seeing? How bad did it really get?
I mean, it got pretty bad. You had kids sliding into fences, trees, cars, other kids, even sliding all the way across Edwin Drive, and you're looking at broken bones, head injuries, internal injuries, just about any type of injury you could think of, you can get sledding.
Yeah, so well, I do have one more question for you, but after hearing that, I'm wondering if I should even ask, but I'm going to because I know they want me to. So, is Parks and Rec even considering revisiting this idea if it's deemed that sledding can be made safe at Mount Trashmore?
Probably not. Again, just because of the liability, the risk to people's safety, the manpower that would be required, and the funds that would need to be available in order to staff it and properly set it up, it's just not a feasible thing to do at this time.
Okay, I get it. So thank you for sharing with us the 411, ladies.
You're welcome.
Another question we often hear before, during, and after a snowstorm is, why doesn't the city buy enough equipment to plow every neighborhood? As you might expect, it all comes down to money. To reach all 2,500 miles of neighborhood roads immediately following a storm, the city would have to purchase 300 additional trucks for about $150,000 each. That's $45 million just for the trucks. Add to that fuel, someone to drive them, and road treatment material. Plows can't do anything for less than 2 inches of accumulated snow and can't plow ice at all. it's entirely possible our hypothetical multi-million-dollar fleet of trucks would sit idle for an entire year or longer, since some years we get no snow at all. That's actually another reason the city has not invested in the equipment. It just hasn't made financial sense giving snowfall activity here. When it snows, the temperature usually gets above freezing 24 to 48 hours after a snowstorm and melts everything away. That said, when we do get snow, the city makes every effort to clear main roads to allow for safe winter driving conditions for emergency vehicles and public transportation to operate. The city has 35 snow plows that are charged with clearing 900 miles of main roads within 12 hours after snow stops falling, and secondary roads 24 hours after the storm. Additional help can be requested from outside contractors as necessary. Preventative measures take place as well. The city will pre-treat roads prior to a winter storm whenever possible with brine or an abrasive such as sand and salt. For more information about the city's snow removal plans, please visit www.vbgov.com/snow. There you'll find a document that details Public Works' snow removal plan, along with maps of plowing routes and removal zones. And now, you're in the know. Thanks for joining us, and don't worry, Miz Information will return. Be sure to check out our companion website at www.vbgov.com/VB411. We've got articles with some additional information so you can take a deeper dive into anything we've covered. In the meantime, do you have a question you'd like us to dig into? Send an email to mizinfo@vbgov.com and we'll get you an answer. See you next time.